back in September, YouTube was sued for $170 million, which you can see right here. $170 million. And it's because of the children's privacy law that they basically violated. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like for people who have like a YouTube channel. So basically all the videos now you have to like mark it as yes, made for kids, or no, it's not made for kids. Now, how does this affect YouTube channels? And in my case, Yugitubing. For starters, I'm not 100% sure. We will have to wait and see what happens. Otherwise, for people who do make YouTube videos, they have to mark their content as being made for kids or not for kids. If they mark their channel as being made for kids, they will lose personalized ads, which is estimated to be around 60 to 90% of ad revenue. And also you lose your comments, which will basically kill the community that your channel will build. And also there's even more things that they'll do, but I'm not going to go into that in this video. And this also includes like the older videos that you have made. They're marked as made for children. Now, how do we actually determine what's made for children? First off, we have to understand what the definition of like what a child is, of what a kid is. And it's basically an individual under the age of 13. Also have a PDF from the FTC, and I'll have a link to like everything in the description down below. And if you go to section B1 and B2, you can basically just read right through here. Subject matter that's appealing to children, kids jokes, music, kids, games, video, computer games, TV shows or stars, children's TV shows or stars, cartoon characters, sports, stories, toys, children's books, fantasy, children's arts and crafts, pets, blah, 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 presentation, language. So you go into language and basically stuff like fun, free stuff, whatever, cool, duh, games, ask your parents. So, you know, it's like I make videos on basically like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So if I make like a deck profile and I'm like, this is a fun deck, it's like, would that actually constitute like a video that's being made for children? So that's kind of like the argument, even though the majority of people playing the game are not children. And then basically visual content appealing to children, animated characters, which is, you know, a pretty big thing nowadays, bold or fast moving graphics, or bright and vibrant colors. Like, that's pretty much everything. Like, that pretty much matches everything, whether it's actually straight up appealing to children or not. And it kind of makes me wonder if they're going to actually, if you take something like Blue's Clues, or you take something like Certain Cartoons and how they are straight up, you know, made for children versus something that's, like, made for, like, you know, a wider audience, or basically someone over the age of 13. Like, I wonder if they'll actually make a difference between that, or if they're going to just be like very vague with it so they can just sue whoever they want. But I really don't know for sure. And basically use of host characters, basically television, movies, comics, or books. It's like those are pretty big channels out there, like the Star Wars and the Marvel and all this other stuff, and like manga and anime, and like, you know, in my case, like Yu-Gi-Oh, and then you have Pokemon and everything. Like, you know, how are they going to be that vague about it? Like, I mean, is it just like specifically targeted for children, or is it basically just like, because you could easily say those are targeted to basically children, but if you look at like the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, it's obviously not targeted for children, but the TV show technically is, and it basically has censorships and everything to make it like that. And then the age of the models, and then you also have audio content, which is interesting because it just says simple or popular tunes or songs, cartoon voices, childlike noises and sound effects. Like, how, like I can kind of understand what you're talking about with childlike noises and sound effects, but at the same time, like, how, that's still pretty vague. Like, you know, like, so if someone has like a loud noise or like a trumpet or something in their video, I mean, are you going to be like, that's a childlike sound effect? Or like, it's just too vague. So, like, something also I want to state in this video is that, you know, I'm not saying any of this is actual, like, legal advice or anything, and I do not know for sure what will happen to YouTube moving forward with this. I do not know if Yugitubing or Yu-Gi-Oh content will fit into the category of made for kids. I'm making a video like this, though, due to Yu-Gi-Oh easily fitting into this type of content. Especially when you get larger channels like Simply Unlucky and Team Samurai X1, and watching their reactions opening up Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Because Simply Unlucky opens them up and he's like, oh baby and everything, but it's like, you could easily say that's kind of like child content, but at the same time it is pretty entertaining. And they get like bandless reaction videos and everything, and you know, like certain videos that Team Samurai will make, and it's like, it's actually like, you know, it's entertaining to me, you know. It's like, and I'm 23 years old, I'm not by the definition of basically a child. So it seems to me like all this stuff could easily be made like marked for kids, especially whenever you get like the reaction videos where they like overreact to something, like overreact to pulling certain cards, or overreact to like the ban list that's coming out. And it gets to a point where, is it going to be marked like for kids, or is it going to be something to where it's just like, yo, this is just like entertainment, and you know, something like that? Because like, I still enjoy it. You know, most of the people who are watching these videos are, you know, 20 years and older. Like, there's not too many like 8-year-olds actually, you know, like playing this game. Like if you go to like an actual like locals, or you go to an actual card shop or something. Still, the anime is obviously marketed towards children. The cards are censored. We end up playing fun decks like Mystic Mine. And, you know, this deck is, like, extremely fun for anyone who doesn't actually, like, play the game. And then, you know, a lot of these channels also have, like, giveaways. And this is assuming this meets the definition of free stuff. Free stuff. Free stuff. Apparently, YouTube is going to have a bot. And that bot is basically going to just, like, automatically, like, strike videos that seem to not fit into... Like basically, if they think that's made for children, they're going to, like, automatically strike it. So that would mean that bot would strike your video, and then you'd lose basically the ads you get on the video, and then you lose the comments, so your video will basically just end up dying off. And I believe you also lose your community tab, which, you know, we've had problems in the past with like YouTube like hitting videos really quickly and everything using their bots. So it gets to a point where it's like, how many people's videos are going to get hit even though they don't really fit this definition? And at the same time, the definition is so vague. Like, can you even really like it just doesn't really seem like there's a good way to actually get around all of this. Some of you may think that it's not really that big of a deal. Like, oh, you know, some channels might lose their ads, but they can just say like it's, you know, not child friendly or whatever, and they'll be all good. But the thing about it is that, you know, we don't determine this. It's determined by the FTC. And you can literally see a video of like this dude like talking for the FTC, and it's like, that guy doesn't even look like he knows how to have fun anymore. So I'm pretty sure that he'd probably see like a video game and just automatically be like, oh, that's for children, we can like sue the hell out of this guy now. Even though it's like the video game might be rated T for teen or rated M for mature, or it might be like a Mario game. In which case, if it's a Mario game, like, you know, it's a little bit more understandable where the confusion would come from. But it's like, I think that the definition would be like way too broad. And something else I'm assuming is that at first they'll probably just sue big channels. Because where are you going to do, like, sue like a small channel that has like, you know, I have like 265 subscribers. Like, where are you going to do, sue me? I don't make any money off of YouTube. I don't have any money. Like, you won't really get anywhere doing that. But then again, I don't really know. Like, maybe they'll just go on a suing streak, or maybe they won't sue anyone. And the thing about it is that they actually can sue you, because like, this isn't just like a YouTube thing. This is actually the law. Like, this is actually something that's in place with the law. Like, they can actually sue you over this stuff, like just like how they sued YouTube. And they also said how much they can sue you. It's up to $42,000 per video. I'm assuming it would be less than that. It probably just depends on like how many views you have and all this other stuff. But I guess you really don't know for sure until it actually starts to happen, or doesn't happen at all. Like, the first link in the description, I would highly recommend for you to check out that guy's video. He really goes into like detail with all of this stuff. And something else I don't know is how aggressive the FTC will be. You know, I just don't know. DungeonRunnerTank signing out.